It's browsing. Welcome,
Wow.
welcome. Okay, I hear my voice. Maybe put yourself on mute when I talk each other. So, good morning. It's a special edition of the Social Media Love Show. I want to introduce you to amazing women entrepreneurs that I got to hang out with for almost a year, and we're gonna tell you all about this. So, welcome, ladies. Um,
Hello.
So we're gonna introduce ourselves first, and then we want to talk to you about the power of referrals. So if you don't know me yet, I'm Angélique Binet. I'm the founder of Social Media Love. I love candles, and I help women entrepreneurs to fall in love with their fears of becoming visible online and offline when it comes to building your digital footprint online. Packaging your offers, putting price on them, and showing up like your true self. And this is why I want to introduce you to Domitil, Barb, JC, and we are here talking in the name of a group that we formed a few months ago. And I'm going to be very transparent because we had epic stories to share that when you start something, it doesn't always work the way you want, and it's not a reason to give up. So that's exactly who we are. So just before you introduce yourself, I'm just gonna give a little bit of intro. We are a local group. We live in the eastern part of Canada, and as some of you know, in 2024, my word of the year was courage, and part of courage was to do a TEDx, write a book, and connect locally where I live. And this is beyond everything I could have imagined. And the ladies on the screen here and the ones that couldn't join us today are a testimony to this. When you show up locally as much as online, everything works together. And the beautiful woman you see here, what they allow me to explore even more, because that's something I teach, referrals. But referral in a group of people you meet every week religiously, where you repeat every week what you do, who you serve, what you're looking for, how you can connect people that need the solution that your friend in the group has, and then get introduced. This is just magical. So, enough of me. JC, tell us who you are, who you serve, and how we met.
So, yeah, Angelique, you and I met through the BNI group originally and have been able to just develop so much beyond that, as with everyone else in the group. My name is JC Target. I am the owner of a company called Anam Sair, which is Gaelic for free soul. And the reason I chose that name for my company is because what I do is I work with primarily entrepreneurs. I love working with private health practitioners in particular to help them create and cultivate a state of being that is truly aligned with what their heart and their soul wants, in a way that alignment isn't just in their personal lives or how they take care of their bodies or how they are with their families, but in every aspect of how they run their business. And that alignment allows the hustle and the burnout that so many entrepreneurs, and especially those in the healthcare industry, face. It just kind of melts away a lot of that resistance and stress and turns the practice of self healing and alignment into an active part of running your business.
Beautiful. And so, all of you, whether you watch with us or the replay, we'll put the links to and tag everybody so that you can go and check everybody out. So, thank you, JC. Domitil, you want to go next?
Sure. So, hi everybody. My name is Domitil. I'm from France, like Angélique. Um, and I'm in Freddy for a year now, where I launched a clinic as an osteopath. So, my work is to help people who struggle with pain, discomfort, any kind of pain, back pain, neck pain, headache, anything. And how I work with people is to help them to understand the pain, to not be afraid of it, and to tame it in the daily basis. Because if you understand why you are at this point, why you are in pain, it's easier to tame it, to manage it on a daily basis. I'm not like the magic pill who's gonna solve your pain. I'm gonna work with you. We're gonna work together to understand why your body is maybe in shape right now, or you have some discomfort. So I'm gonna take different part of your life, your whole person, your whole body. So I'm going to focus on your symptoms, but I'm going to focus on your habits, on your level of stress, and anything can be related to your pain and your symptoms. And of course, it's a manual therapy. So I'm going to check your body from head to toes. And if I find anything can be related to your symptoms, I'm going to try to treat it with my hands. But I'm going to also help you to maybe change some habits or understand something you do and you should maybe adjust to feel better and more flexible and take the control back of your body. That's me.
I love you. I love it. I love that all of us, we're trying to make people's lives better. I love it. So, Barb, one more. Not magic, you're maybe not a magic pill either, but you're magic.
Yeah, I think it the tools that I share with people do work. So my name is Barb Fletcher. I live in Fredericton. Have lived here all my life, and my stress story became the burning platform for me to actually spend my encore career helping people find relief from stress. So just a little bit. I experienced huge amounts of stress and would grind my teeth. And after replacing the third night guard, the dentist said, "We're going to send you to Halifax and break your jaw." And I was like, whoa, maybe I need to take some personal responsibility for the stress that I'm experiencing. So that's really how I launched into this world. And so now help all kinds of people. Um, doesn't necessarily doesn't necessarily matter the age. Find relief from stress. Usually, stress shows up not necessarily in the emotions, but it shows up as headaches or sleep loss or pain. And so we can help them develop those tools that they can use real time every day to self regulate. And one of the magics that I have is we have a measurement tool. So we know where we're beginning and we can check in a month or 6 weeks later to see if we've made any progress and zero in our practice accordingly. So, this is a passion for me. I, like everybody else on this screen, are doing what we do because we want to make a difference.
Love it. Thank you, Barb. Thank you, Jessie and Domitil. And so, as you see, we are passionate people. And when you gather people who are so passionate about helping others, it actually creates magic. So here's the thing I want to share, because we are here to give you tools, like, and to share our testimonials around what it means to be in a system, like to have at least one of your lead generation that is attached to referrals, and how it works when you can do. There are many ways to do it, but today we're going to focus on, because that might be something you want to test out in your local place in the world, is to network locally. And why not even gather with specific entrepreneurs that you really enjoy hanging out, and then developing that network of referrals. So what I would like for us to share, JC, Barb, and Domitil, and if we have more of our group watching or later replaying, put it in the comments, because there are so many videos to watch on the internet. I want people who are watching us to get some tools and some tips that they can implement. And if you're a local, you're going to be invited, to join us this Friday in Fredericton. We are having an open house to kind of share with you how you can join our group. and share a bit of how we work through this. So this is coming up this Friday, I believe at 12:30 Atlantic time, downtown. So reach out to any of us and we'll tell you more. And we're going to spend together maybe 90 minutes in a nice restaurant and have conversation and have fun. So that's kind of seeding why we are doing this today, because we want to grow that network because it's so powerful. So the first question I have for all of you is, can you share with the women or even whoever is watching, what is one thing that happened that was a referral, and what did it change in your business? Can you give example of how you are experiencing? Did we lose someone? Oh, JC, maybe. Okay, JC, you'll be back. One example of what a referral looked like for you that you got. I'm talking about you, the receiver of the referral, and what did it do? Who wants to start to share?
I can go. So, in the work that I do, helping people with emotions and self regulations, it is often takes a very long time to establish trust with people in the community to actually step forward on that journey. So, referrals are really, really important to me because that puts the journey a bit on high speed, because if somebody shares that they already trust me, they've seen the work I do, then they're more likely to embrace some of these tools. And so I've been fortunate enough to have a referral from someone I had done some work with. And that referral then translated into the whole leadership team of what she was working in, this organization. And after the leadership team embraced these heart math tools, they decided that, oh, this would be good to take to our whole organization. So they then pushed all of these tools and this training to everyone in their organization. So that would not have occurred without that referral and that connection.
I love this. Like from one referral to kind of a corporate contract or a B2B
Mhm.
contract. I love this. Thank you for
Exactly.
sharing this. That's the power of trust, right?
Mhm.
Um, so that's an amazing example. I love it. Domitil, do you want to share how you experienced your first impact of a referral?
Good question. um, I think, like, your question is when people refer me as an Australian.
Yeah, I want to know, like, just to share with someone who's, referrals is kind of a word that everybody uses without really understanding what it means unless you practice it. So, like, I just want us to share an example of someone who referred you because of the work we do together and what impact it had. So, a new client or anything. So, I'm going to share mine first if that helps you. The
Mhm.
very first time that I got a referral from this community that we've built through BNI, and then now we're not BNI yet, but we're in transition. um, it was connecting me to a nest of funding agencies. Like in one email, I got access to something I was looking for ever. Right? That's like mind blowing. So that's an example. It could be anything, small or
Yeah,
big.
yeah, I get it. I'm not sure I have a specific one example. I think my best ambassadors are people who are my patients. So I had some people in this group who come to see me, and I treat them, and I think they are the more able to talk about what I do, and they are the best ambassador for that. And through them, I know that they spread it and they talk about me and what I do to their client and their friend, and they can give them a real testimony. And yeah, I have to admit that through this group, through this community, yeah, I have a lot of people come to see me. And it's not just like, oh, I hear about you, I hear about osteopathy, like apparently I should go to see an osteopath. No, I heard about you, you treat her or him, and he loved that, it was amazing, or he feel really good. So I think it's best way I can hear about the referrals and the referrals I had. And yeah, I don't have the one specific example, but I know it happened regularly, and it's a good way.
Yeah, I think that's a beautiful, it's very specific example. You get clients out of it. That's specific enough.
Okay, okay.
So
Okay.
yeah,
I think that referrals really are like steroids. They really catapult our business, and we don't necessarily understand what other knowledge people have. And so when we're in a group like we've formed with successful entrepreneurs, when we ask for that support, often they have the keys that we've been looking for, just like what you shared, Angelique. We could spend all kinds of time scrolling or making phone calls and would never get to the right place. But this just takes us on the direct route.
I love it. This is so true, Barb. And I have tears coming up because it's literally like that's what you dream of when you start your business. Like, okay, I have this thing. I don't know who to reach out. And then every week you go to a community where you say, hey, I have this thing. Do you know who I could reach out? And then like
Mhm.
there are three people reaching us. Yes, I know XYZ. And then connects you. And then so it speeds up everything, as you said, Barb. Definitely, definitely.
Mhm.
So I want to actually jump to this, like to kind of give a sense of the the structure of how we're not just hanging out talking about how is the weather, right? It's like we have an hour a week, and it's like get down to business in a very loving way, very direct, because we all know we're all very busy and we want to support each other very efficiently. um, and for me, and I'm going to share my experience, what I really enjoyed about our community, and at first, I had some resistance because it was very structured. But when I realized the impact of this, when you're very structured, you just have 60 minutes a week to ask for what you want, or for sharing something someone else want or desire or needs. And then also repeating, explaining what you do, because we are so much in our world of business. We know what we do. We have our own wording. And then every week we have to re-explain what we do. And repetition is amazing for the brain, right? And I find that now when I don't know, yesterday I was at a Christmas party somewhere. And if someone says a word that we repeat every week from one of you, I'm like, oh, I know someone. Like literally, that's a sentence that I say the most often when I am out of in the world. I know someone who. I know someone who. I know someone who. And I just did a referral to two business owners who are not part of our group yet. But I'm like, oh, I know someone who. It's all about who you know. And that is for me game changer. And now I'm all okay with the structure of what we have every week, because it works. It helps us remember what the others do, so that when an opportunity comes for them, boom, we already know that, yeah, that's I have someone for you. So that's my experience of how we are so disciplined in our 60-minute a week, where we are very straight to the point, who we are, who we serve, what we need, what we did, how we referred, and then we do some education as well. And that's it. And goodbye. And we move on. So I just wanted to share that. Do you want to share anything around how we do it?
I think the what I find from our time together is the discipline and the focus, but the energy that we all receive. That when we get off and we think, "Oh, gee, that was so good," or maybe we were able to connect dots, like you said, Angelique, where we're able to connect people to move. We're all heart based, and we all want others to succeed as much as we want to succeed ourselves. And that environment doesn't I haven't landed in those places the same way I have with this group of people. And I harken back to we were moving from our we were selling a home, and I was in a space where I needed some help. I didn't know who could help me move some belongings, and which seems like shouldn't be that complicated. But I was able to ask the group, and they were able to do exactly what you said, Angelique. I know somebody, I know somebody. And in an hour, I had 4 or 5 people that could have been assistants to me. And so when we have that support around, it just feels very different. It doesn't feel like you're alone.
Totally. Yeah. And that's why I'm excited about this live, because I think that it's the first time we're together talking about what we do behind the curtains.
Yeah,
David, did you want to share something about this aspect of it?
yeah, yeah. I can totally relate what you said about like the discipline and the structure. Like at first, I was a bit afraid of that, or like, oh my God, it's gonna be bored. Like every week, the same thing. And no, you're totally right. Like repeating and sharing, and you feel that even if you feel it's the same, it's not the same because you don't say exactly the same, and you had new experience this week, and you're gonna share something, and maybe that specific day you're gonna ring the bell of someone. And no, it's really interesting. And what I like with this sharing and with this group, it's we share experiences, we share what we do, but it's also interesting to have like so many different kind of people and so many different fields. And sometimes you have some help from someone you would never think about asking him or her some help, because the field are totally different. And you're like, oh no, I know someone, or I did that last time, it would help you, or you should do that. And I was like, yeah, I would never think about that without talking with him or her. So yeah, it's a very interesting melting pot. And the I forgot the name in English, but the result of those very different kind of people is really interesting.
I love that. Let's talk about this in case someone is watching and they're wondering, who is eligible, kind of. So, because that's the beauty of the type of the type of network that we are establishing. So maybe, Barb, I'm gonna let you speak about it because you're the one who got me into it.
So the practice that we've had is where we just had a single representative from each of the occupations. And why that works so magnificently is that so if I'm looking for somebody to do body work, Domitil quickly comes to mind. And my referrals all are sent because I've had that time with her, because I know her, because I'm confident that when I refer somebody, that they all go her way. And I think that's a very unique model. We all do networking, and there could be half a dozen people doing exactly what we do in those spaces. And so the referral process is not nearly as solid in that environment because they say, well, should I refer to this person or this person or this person? And because we've developed those solid relationships in our group, we're able to actually refer with confidence to the others. So that I think makes our the environment that we hang out a little bit different and a little bit more unique.
Yeah, and I find that very useful as well. When you think of what it takes to build a business, you need so many areas. So there is the delivery of your services, but that's just one piece, right? There is the marketing, there is the accounting, there is the legal, there is all the things. And then so what the intention behind our network is to have one one person per sector, kind of. And even in different sector, in the same sector, sometimes we have multiple because they have a different approach or a different angle or a different niche. So it just becomes so, it's like a toolkit. Like we have everybody that can help different pieces of the business. That's a part that I really, really liked.
Yeah, I think it's quite unique. I don't see that in other organizations quite the same way, and I think that our relationships become deeper because of that in
Yeah.
our group.
Yeah, that's why I like with BNI. It's this structure, this organization. It's really like this discipline, because I went to like different networking, different group, which are all interesting, but here we really have the time to share and to talk, and you're not overwhelmed by all the people you are meeting in the same time, and like it's everybody has his little period of time to talk about themselves. So I think it's really helpful to have this structure and this organization. It's a good way.
So I'm going to take this transition to remind all of you that we will have an open house this Friday in Fredericton, downtown, around lunchtime. I think 12:30. Right? Am I correct to say 12:30?
I think
Yes.
so.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So just DM any of us if you want to be introduced to the group. And then just for the history of all of you, because I know you heard the word BNI, that's our first intention, was to build a BNI chapter, Business Networking International, which is an awesome international organization. We're still dreaming of this to happen. Right now we're on pause, but that's actually an amazing testimony to what BNI did to us. Like, because we didn't meet the criteria fast enough, we had to drop that framework for now, but we stayed together because we are gel now. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah, I think that, and I think our raison d'être is really to create those referrals for our colleagues in this group and to grow our business. And I think the structure, as you've mentioned, is one of the things that builds on that success.
Yes, exactly. And what we ultimately want, and that's how I use person, that's my me saying that. I'm not talking about the group, but whatever I do every day, I it's always in the intention of growing my revenue so that I can grow my influence, so that I can grow my impact on the people I help. Because whether we want or not, a business needs a lot of cash flow to work, right?
Mhm.
So, and that's what I love, because as you said at the very beginning, Barb, like the trust factor comes in faster. That's why it's as important to do your marketing online and offline. But then when you have that part that is the networking and the group that we have, the trust that it takes, trust makes, it's like in love when you find a partner. Like, some people go straight boom in business, but some, like, it takes forever, right? Until you trust. It's the same with clients. It's a love story, and part of love is trust. And so having that network where we shrink the time of trust, is invaluable. Like, you cannot put a price on that, right?
And I think the other thing that, you know, perhaps causes people to pause and not embrace something like this is the weekly commitment. And I can honestly say that in the beginning, I thought, oh, how am I ever going to find an hour at the same time every week? I don't really have it. What I would say now is that I leave our time together with far more energy and enthusiasm and prospects than I might have had I not participated. So I look forward to that hour as opposed to finding it, oh, something I have to do.
Wow. Same. I
Yeah,
I support.
Yeah.
yeah, like it's a little bit like like workout or some sports team, like sometimes like, I don't want to go today, and afterwards, like, yeah, it was so helpful, and you feel so um like thrilled and exciting, and it, like, even if you had a bad day or something, like it's like endorphins and everything. After workout, you feel pushed and like, okay, we're gonna do that, and my business gonna work, and like,
Mhm.
to all of you. So yeah.
Well, I think the other thing that happens is that we also know that the members of the group are there for us to lean on. And so if you have, in fact, had a day that was challenging or difficult, you wouldn't hesitate to reach out to any of the people in the group because we know that they'll be there.
Totally.
Mm-mm,
Totally.
mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
We're sisters.
We are. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
look, we're getting to have fun and hang out online. We're starting like that's our first public event.
Yeah. Wonderful.
So how do we wrap up with a bow?
I think we just encourage um, people who are interested in connecting, considering a group where they can catapult referrals and work together with people who are committed to inspiring others. Um, maybe lunch with us on Friday is a good place to start.
I agree. Yes. I'll be a little late, but I'll be there. So even if you are one of my guests, you're safe. You can trust those ladies. They're gonna
Absolutely.
welcome me before I arrive.
We'll take care of them, Angelique.
Mhm.
Domitil, do you want the word of the end? Le mot
Oh
de
my,
la fin.
the word of the end. I think I would like to thank, like, it was Kat who introduced me to BNI, and I had no idea what it is before. And I really want to thank the whole team because it was really helpful, especially at the beginning and when you lose some faith in your business. It's a really good support. And all the love and the support you have, and yeah, it's a big help. It's a big and sometimes you need to be pushed a little bit, and yeah, that's what BNI do sometimes.
Yeah.
So thank you. That's my the word of the end. Thank you.
If the platform we were on would not be too you know, with music, sometimes I get in trouble. But I would like to play Thank You by Alanis Morissette.
Mhm. Lovely.
So maybe we can
That's
listen to that
fun.
this afternoon. Yeah.
Sure.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, it was awesome. Thank you for
Thank you.
trusting me
Thank
to
you.
come here and jump last minute on a live.
Mhm.
We did amazing. And I see we have a bunch of people watching on Instagram as well. So I will
Bye.
repost the video on Instagram because when you go live on Instagram, the live disappear. I think it's up to me to upload it again. So I will upload it again so that you can share on your Instagram as well.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay. Share away if you're local in New Brunswick or in Fredericton. I think the other thing I want to add, if you're watching and you're not in Fredericton, there is a thing that I didn't know when I joined that group. If Fredericton is your pool of client as well, but you sleep your bed is in Moncton, for example, you are still eligible to join us if your clients are in Fredericton, right? So that's how it works. Okay.
All right.
Bye. Thank you
Ta-ta.
so much. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Bye.